Hey Rebels, how are you this week? We are talking about writing tips, and we may or may not have some special guests joining us this week.
10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name.
Writing time is sacred.
Which means if you interrupt her while she's writing, she will separate your head from your shoulders in a most painful way.
I try not to be painful.
Okay, my first tip is that when you're writing, you should lead a balanced life. Don't write all the time, 24/7. That's not good for anyone. You really need to make time for other things so that you can make sure that you're well-rounded and that you have plenty of time to find inspiration elsewhere.
Sometimes you just need a sounding board, and a good spouse is a great sounding board.
And by that, she means that she will ask you for ideas, you'll give her ideas, she'll do the exact opposite, but then thank you for all your help.
Sometimes you might need to, decide to write in the middle of the night. That's when inspiration strikes me sometimes, and that's sometimes when I just have to do it. I have to write, whenever I can, I guess, and sometimes that means writing in the middle of the night. Sometimes it means writing, at off hours. You got to be open to that.
You have to be prepared to let things slide.
Things like housework, dinner, personal time,
the occasional shower.
My next tip is that really you can't let fear rule you. You have to be confident in yourself and in your writing, and you can't compare yourself to others or, constantly be worried about reviews or what people will think about what you're writing. You just have to sort of go boldly forward and persevere, be courageous.
Most of all, be prepared for the occasional freak out.
It's gonna happen, usually during the editing stage. Your writer will come to you and screaming and crying, I hate it, I can't stand it, I'm no good, I stink. This is where, as the spouse, you have to draw on all of your experience of watching police movies, hostage negotiation, and talking them down from the ledge, telling them that it's going to be okay and they're just too close to it.
I didn't know that was coming. That was good, hon.
Thank you.
My last tip is that you want to sort of avoid the junk food. It can be tempting when you're stressed out and you're writing, but I try my hardest to eat as healthfully as possible because it's really good for inspiration that way. And I try my best to avoid all that junk food when I can.
Thanks, everyone.
And if you think that prepares you for living with a writer, oh, have you got another thing coming?
We can be just as creative in our insanity as we can be in our novels. I hope you've enjoyed. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.